If Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll want to save their jobs, they need to make this move. They are entering their third season as the brain trust for the New York Giants. And I'm not saying their jobs are on the line, but the heat of their seat is starting to warm up. Before we dive into that, I just want to gauge the audience and see where everybody is at right now with their expectations for Big Blue. 6.5 wins for the Giants this season. Type O for over, type U for under. I want to hear from all the real ones in the comment section right now. We're in the thick of the offseason for the NFL and the New York Giants, which means it is ranking season and list season. And ESPN and Pro Football Focus have ranked every single roster in the NFL. And ESPN, they say the Giants are the worst roster in the NFL. And PFF says they are the second worst roster in the league. And look, those are non-biased people. Those are not Giants fans. And look, I don't think they're right at all. But I do think it is newsworthy that two major publications that put a lot of time, effort, research, and tape study into these lists have the Giants ranked both as bottom two teams in the NFL. And I think it's fair to say for myself and for any Giants fan out there, I hope you would be realistic enough to say the Giants roster right now lacks top-end talent at key positions. Your offensive line, I think, got better, but still a major question mark at right tackle. However you feel about Daniel Jones, that is a question mark entering this season. You lose Saquon Barkley, you replace him with Devin Singletary, who I like, but he's not as much of a game changer as Saquon Barkley. You lose Darren Waller as a tight end, you're looking at Daniel Bellinger at that position. You only have one corner on your roster who has done anything at a high enough level in the NFL, and Deonte Banks. A lot of question marks outside of that. You don't have a second defensive tackle, and your safety room outside of Jason Pinnock right now is once again the unknown. So at major key positions, the Giants lack talent, and they really lack NFL production. Only if there was a way for the Giants to add more good football players to this team, right? Like, only if there was a way that maybe, I don't know, a Hall of Fame caliber corner was available you can go out and sign, or maybe an interior offensive lineman that was ranked inside the top 10 in his position were available. And only if you had the cap space, right? Like, only if you could restructure Andrew Thomas's contract to create $14.8 million in cap space to spend right now. Only if that were possible. Oh, wait, it is possible. Andrew Thomas is the perfect contract restructure candidate. A player that you like, a player that is good, young, and going to be a part of this franchise for the foreseeable future. He fits the bill of a player that you restructure the contract for. I'm not sure why the Giants have not done it. They could create an additional $15 million in salary cap space by doing that. And then you add that on to the $11 million that you got for Darren Waller, and you have $26.3 million in cap space with all of your rookies already signed and your top 51 already allocated for. The Giants could go out and sign multiple difference makers to this roster if they actually wanted to. And I don't think Dabes and Joe are on the hot seat. But if the Giants find themselves in a worse spot than they were last year, picking inside the top 6, or they don't at least improve a decent bit, I do think the chatter will start to get loud. We know John Mara is not patient. He has fired not 1, not 2, not 3 coaches prior to Brian Daboll after just 2 seasons. He's already got 2 years. And I don't think he should be fired. But I will say this. If you're worse than what you were last year, which this roster could potentially be, you might just be looking for a new head coach and maybe even a new general manager. Look, you got the 32nd and the 31st best roster in the NFL. And you got the 6th hardest schedule in the NFL. That doesn't look good for the win and loss column. So I went and looked at the Giants' schedule, and I went game by game, and I wanted to see what the odds makers out west thought the probability and likelihood that the Giants would win games. They're only favored in 3 games. Of the 17 games this year, the Giants are favored in 3 games. That tells you PFF thinks they're no good, ESPN thinks they're no good, and the experts in Las Vegas setting the odds think they are no good. You need to improve this roster at key positions like corner and like offensive line. Coming up next, we're going to go through 2 signings the New York Giants need to make. There are really good football players out there that play the positions that you have a need for. And you could have $26 million in cap space like that or like that. But for some reason, it just for some reason is not happening. That's around the corner. But first, I got to give a major shout out to a brand new sponsor we have here at Giants Now by Chat Sports, and that is True Nutrition. When you go to truenutrition.com/chat and use that promo code chat, you're going to get 15% off your order. If you're buying protein powder or other supplements, you should be concerned about the ingredients. It's not a secret that the supplement industry is not heavily regulated, and many products on the market have fillers and even harmful chemicals in them. That's why I'm excited to have True Nutrition on board. It can be really hard to find the right protein powder to match your body and fitness goals. That's why with True Nutrition, you can create your own fully customizable protein powder mix with the exact ingredients you want based on your activity, taste, diet, and goals. This truly is sports nutrition designed by you with the highest quality products possible and no BS. And that's why I'm a major fan of True Nutrition. I've been trying to take my health a little bit more serious, trying to get in the gym, lose some weight. The protein powder, not only is it something that works for my body, it tastes good as well, and that's a major factor for me. Look, it doesn't taste good, I'm not going to eat or drink it. It's also ready in minutes, pure ingredients, nutritious and delicious, accessible and affordable, especially when you use the promo code chat and get 15% off your order. I'll make sure all that information is clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. They have many flavors like French vanilla, strawberry sorbet, cookie butter, chocolate peanut butter. They taste great, and that's what matters to me, and True Nutrition delivers there. For a limited time, Giants Now listeners get 15% off your entire order when you use code chat at checkout. That's 15% off your order at truenutrition.com with promo code chat. truenutrition.com, promo code chat, 15% off your entire order. Take the guesswork out of nutrition with True Nutrition. That link and code will be in the comments and the description of today's show. If Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll want to give them the best fighters chance to keep their job and improve this roster, they need to go out and sign Stefon Gilmore like right now. Like now. They need to do it. You have Deonte Banks. I'm a fan of his, but he's a second-year plan coming off an up-and-down rookie season. It would not only help the Giants right now win games by adding Gilmore because he would be the best corner on your roster. I know he's 33 years old, and he might want to go play for a contender, but money talks. And if you give him enough, he'll come and play, and you got money to spend. But not only does he help you win games right now, you throw him into a cornerback depth chart with a young buck like Deonte Banks, Cordell Flott, Trey Hawkins, Andrew Phillips. You put them in a room with a guy that's going to have a gold jacket made customizable for him one day, and they learn the tricks of the trade. They learn how to be a pro. They learn to view the game through the lens of an all-time player. He helps you now. He also helps you in the future. And he's still a good player. He'd be the best corner on this roster by far, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Deonte Banks. He had a completion percentage of just 54.9 last year. He had 13 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, and only a QB rating of 83.3 when targeted. Is he the same sticky guy that we remember with the Buffalo Bills or the Carolina Panthers? No. Or the New England Patriots? No. But is he still a top corner in this league? Yeah, he's still a top 32 guy, one of the best corners in this league. He's available, he could side with your team, and he could make an impact right away. I don't see the reason not to start him, because does Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen want to put their jobs on the line to believe in guys, and I'm not trying to be rude here, but in Cordell Flott, who gets roasted in practice every single day? Is Nick McLeod going to be your second boundary corner? You need to improve there. It's a premier position in this league, and you don't really have any dogs out there outside of Deonte Banks, and I'm just hoping he becomes one of those guys. Also, the offensive line. You gave up 85 sacks last year, the second most in NFL history. How about you go sign one of the best offensive linemen from the 2022 and 2023 season in Conor Williams, who is coming back from an ACL injury, but it sounds like he'll be ready to go week 1. Adam Schefter said this a couple of days ago. Former Cowboys and Dolphins free agent center Conor Williams, who is coming off season-ending knee surgery, expects to be ready for the start of the season and is in discussion with multiple teams about where to play in 2024. He plans to pick his new team before training camp begins. I am hoping that the Giants are one of the teams that have been in talks with Conor Williams, and I am hoping that he picks them before training camp because, one, he's a damn good football player, and two, he plays a position that the Giants need help at. He played center the last 2 years for Miami, and you look at some PFF grades and overall numbers, the guy gave up just 4 sacks in the last 2 years. A PFF grade when it comes to run blocking over 85 twice, one of the best run blockers in the National Football League, and he's a damn good football player, and he's versatile as well. 2022 and 2023, he played center, but the 4 years before that, he played guard for the Dallas Cowboys, and in 2021 and 2020, he was good for the Cowboys. The Giants need to add more talented offensive linemen, and the versatility that Williams possesses makes him a match made in heaven for this team. I want John Michael Schmitz to be the starting center of this football team for the foreseeable future, but he's got to earn that job because he didn't do all that well his rookie year. Jermaine Illuminor was signed to this team because of the work and production he had as a right tackle the last 2 years for the Las Vegas Raiders. So naturally, the Giants are going to play him at left guard where he has less than 20 career snaps at. How about you just play Illuminor at right tackle, you sign Conor Williams at left guard, and you have an offensive line of Andrew Thomas, Conor Williams, John Michael Schmitz, John Runyon, and Jermaine Illuminor. Do we really want to put our jobs on the line, Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll and Evan Neal? Because what are you going to do? After 2 weeks, if you're 0-2, bench him, season's almost already lost. Don't dig the hole that you can't get out of. And I don't think you want to put your jobs on the line with the hope that Evan Neal can be that guy. Stefon Gilmore, good football player, plays a premier position that you need help at. Conor Williams, one of the best interior offensive linemen in the last 2 years. You need help there. Go sign him. Get both. But if you could only choose one, who would it be? Make sure you are following me over on social media. I want this team to be great. I think they can make 2 easy moves that make them better. I just don't think that you can look at this as a season to see how the young players stand out. This isn't the NBA. You don't get to do that. It's the NFL. Every year, jobs are lost or won. And if you're picking inside the top 5 next year, I'm not so sure that both Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen will be back. Maybe one, maybe both, maybe none. So how about you just go add some good football players to give yourself a little bit more job security and make it a little bit more fun for Giants fans to watch on Sundays. Hit me up on social media, and let's go Big Blue.